Shutter Island.
Very good. So you're just like, you're all Leo'd out on this one. You just love you some Leonardo DiCaprio. I think you're a bit old for him though. He likes his
25 or under.
Ladies young.
He was only in 2 of the movies.
Yeah. Well, I have to criticize you in some way, dude. Like,
true. Shutter Island was good. I mean, that was a real big super surprise.
I was super surprised.
Because I was so. I mean, they just did so much weird things that you really thought there was some kind of mystery that they're trying to. Like an actual mystery, not the mystery that he was insane or whatever. Mm-hmm. But he knew he was insane because at the end, you remember?
Yeah, he's talking to Mark Ruffalo and he says,
"Oh, this place makes me wonder."
Yeah, what's that, boss?
Which would be worse? To live as a monster? Or to die as a good man?
Would it be better to die? I'm like paraphrasing The Dark Knight basically. But like knowing what I had done or live in a delusion, essentially.
Right.
And it keeps coming back to the fact that the perception and reality can oftentimes be vastly different. And as far as movies go, it might be the best depiction of denial that there has been.
Yeah. I read a book, and it was about people that were, or a man who was floating in space and kept getting hit by like small asteroids that were like taking off parts of his body and stuff like that. But the concept was, is there really any difference between daydream thought and memory? You know, because when you daydream, whatever, you're a football star. I still daydream like all the time, but it only is because either we allow it or because we know it's different.
Yeah, but it probably accesses a similar part of your brain.
Yeah.
Because when you remember things, you envision them in your mind.
Yeah.
And they also have studied that memories are very, very different from like what actually occurred.
Yeah.
And it's particularly bad when it's with eyewitness testimony.
I was just going to say that's weird. They say it's really unreliable.
Because there's heightened emotion. That's why they tell officers, and if you're an officer and you say, "Oh, they didn't tell me that," they should. It's the people who are calmest are the people you want to ask what happened. Yeah. Because they're not going to sensationalize it unintentionally. Mm-hmm. They're going to try to actually recall, I think it was a silver car rear-ended that yellow car. And but if they're like hysterical, they'll be like, yeah, it was 2 black cars were going. Yeah. Yeah, very suggestible. But yeah, it's I like that movie a lot. Leo probably even definitely has a very good performance in that, beyond even Inception. I thought his acting was...
He was better oh, yeah. I mean, he wasn't bad in Inception at all.
No.
But I think
he's very good.
It was a more...
he had a lot of range in that performance.
Yes, right.
Because he's the straight guy to, like...
Ruffalo.
The deeply fucking emotionally damaged man that you see when he's remembering what happened. And another aspect, and like my number, it's in no order, but except for my number one, when you add emotion or like to the shock, or if it's like disturbing, maybe especially with the reveal. It makes that impact like twice as big.
Sure.
You know, it's like adding speed to a meteor. You know, if it has the size, yeah, it's gonna make an impact. But you add a lot of fucking speed to that, Bubba, bam,
bang,
down go the dinosaurs. But it's like, you know, when it's like, oh man, and spoiler alert, we're talking about twists in mind-bending movies, we have to talk about them sometimes.
Yeah.
That she drowned the fucking kids.
Right.
And that he kills her in anger. You're like, holy shit, this guy's whole fucking life has come crashing down in one day. But for him, it's like 30 minutes because he doesn't know when the kids died. He just knows, shit, kids are dead. My fucking wife did it. And I'm so angry. There's no thought. You just kill her.
Right.
And then he remembers it. You know, all those emotions come flooding back that he's never fully processed.
He's getting glimpses of him throughout, right? Because like there's the one time he's holding his wife and she just incinerates or something.
He doesn't realize what it is.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's foreshadowing something, but you don't know what it is.
I'll call it unrealized trauma. Like he knows there's loss there, but he doesn't understand the full significance of it yet.
Right. Yeah.
That he
probably couldn't.
His hand.
He couldn't face it because he says that at the end. Mm-hmm. He couldn't face the fact that he was a murderer.
Yeah.
And I think that she was, I assume, unstable, but he was like never home. I got that impression. Mm-hmm. And then they lived. Looked like they lived remote. In like the Yukon or something. Like there's nobody around, and she was.
Well, Yukon's a good college.
The other Yukon.
But
how would you know? What do you mean? It's good? How do you know that? What are you saying that?
They're good at basketball.
Does it make them a good college?
If you like basketball.
Are they good at men's basketball?
Decent at men's, but they were very good at women's.
Okay.
So there's a really cool scene in that movie that actually foreshadows slightly. Well, that it definitely foreshadows Leo's perception is not true.
Right. True.
He's interrogating a woman, and he sees her drinking out of a glass of water. Mm-hmm. And then when the angle or the scene cuts, well, the scene doesn't cut, but the camera angle changes, mm-hmm. and then you look at her, she's miming.
Thank you, Marsha.
That she's drinking out of a glass. And I think it's because they are not trying to introduce like variables connected to his crime too soon, mm-hmm. and like let him slowly uncover it. Okay. It's just it's with filmmakers when they think to add those little details that audience members can then go back on rewatch and enjoy. Yeah, I just think that's really special, and it does show like a next level appreciation for fans and
I
realize
agree.
Your shit's
part of that though, I don't.
Scorsese made Shutter Island.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say that, but like when there's that storm and they get caught in like a chapel or something, a small chapel, and the next day they're looking for I don't understand what that was about. Like, it really had nothing to do. Was there actually a missing?
Might have been him.
Okay, yeah, well, I guess it could have been, but...
Because I'll be honest, it's been years since I watched it. I mean, I obviously remember
you should watch it. I mean, maybe I should watch it again just to... knowing what you know, then... Because I remember that scene, and even at the end, I'm like, well, what? I don't understand what that scene was even for. You know?
Could have been for his benefit, or maybe it was just him.
Okay.
I don't know if we're going to come to the